Welcome to FilmVibe. If anyone joins my YouTube channel today, please subscribe and join. Today is the film I have brought Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is directed by Mr. Jamie Gunn. This story is written by also Mr. Jamie Gunn. It stars Chris Pratt, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Pom Klementieff, Bradley Cooper, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan, Austin Freeman, Terrence Rosemore. So let's move on the story. Rocket is used as a test subject by the High Evolutionary to build an animal-populated counter-Earth as a young raccoon. 3 additional High Evolutionary test subjects Lila, Teefs, and Floor become friends with him. Rocket outperforms the other animals in intelligence and aptitude and recognizes the anthropomorphization process's defect, which infuriates the High Evolutionary. Later on, once the High Evolutionary perfects the anthropomorphization formula, they discover that they won't be a part of the new Earth. The High Evolutionary murders Lila, Teefs, and Floor when he thinks there is an effort to escape, which enrages Rocket, who mauls him and flees after some time has passed. The Guardians of the Galaxy have made Nowhere their base of operations. After settling up for the night, they are assaulted by Adam Warlock, a superpowered creature made as payback for Aisha, the Empress of the Sovereign, stealing from her people in the past. They are instructed to deliver Rocket to the High Evolutionary, who has grown fixated on getting back his subject so he may isolate and duplicate Rocket's intelligence. Because Rocket has a kill switch embedded in him, the Guardians are unable to treat his wounds when he sustains critical injuries during the battle. In an effort to locate an override code, the crew decides to visit the Orgoscope, the corporate headquarters of the High Evolutionary's business Orgocorp. The Guardians sneak into Orgosphere and take Rocket's file with the help of the Ravagers and a hesitant 2014 Gamora. However, the Guardians of the Orgosphere assault them. DS just manages to escape as Peter Quill remotely triggers the jetpacks on the guard suits. They decide to find Thiel after deducing that he could have the override code stored in his memory as he is one of the High Evolutionary scientists. Aisha and Adam arrive after the crew, who defies Gamora's counsel and travels to Counter-Earth. While Drax and Mantis stay with Gamora and Rocket, Q, Yul, Nebula, and Groot track Thiel to the High Evolutionary ship with assistance from a family of bat-like humanoids. Nebula is left behind when Quill and Groot join the High Evolutionary spacecraft. Mantis reluctantly follows Drax to the High Evolutionary ship, which launches as soon as Quill and Groot are caught on board and decimates Counter-Earth in the process. The Pig Warrior dispatched to assault Gamora while she is still with Rocket by the High Evolutionary, who is then murdered when Warlock shows up in search of Rocket. Adam is subdued by Gamora, who then launches the Guardian spacecraft. Before Gamora encounters them, Quill and Groot murder Thiel by overcoming the High Evolutionary soldiers, jumping off with him and regaining his memories. A weak Adam realizes his mother is in danger, but it's too late to help her since Nebula, Mantis, and Drax board the High Evolutionary ship assuming Quill and Groot are still on board. Rocket flatlines and experiences a near-death experience while aboard the Guardian ship. Lila, Teefs, and Floor appear to him and inform him that his time hasn't come yet before Quill uses the override code to successfully revive him. On the High Evolutionary ship, Mantis, Nebula, and Drax discover swarms of kidnapped prisoners before being abducted and held captive in a room with abelisks. The 3 are able to leave the chamber when Mantis convinces the abelisks to join them, rejoin the Guardians, and defeat the High Evolutionary's army. With the aid of Nebula and Kraglin, Cosmo connects to the High Evolutionary ship in Nowhere, where Kraglin and Cosmo arrive. Using Cosmo's telekinesis, they are able to release the kidnapped children. Before the Guardians can save them, Rocket is ambushed by a psychotic High Evolutionary while attempting to release a litter of young raccoons and other test subject animals. The High Evolutionary is abandoned and will die. While the animals are saved and board Nowhere along with the majority of the Guardians aboard his ship. Quill just makes it out of the ships when Cosmo is unable to keep them together for long enough for him to board, and before Adam can save him, he is starting to freeze in space. The Guardians choose to split apart. Rocket receives the title of Captain of the Guardians from Quill before he departs for Earth. Along with the abelisks, Mantis sets off on a voyage of self-discovery. While Nebula and Drax stay on Nowhere to care for the rescued children, Gamora rejoins the Ravagers, a fully grown Groot, Atom, Cosmo, Phyla-Vell, Kraglin, and Blurp make up the new Guardians of the Galaxy, who are led by Captain Rocket in the middle of the credit scene as they prepare for a new mission, and in the epilogue, Quill reunites with his grandfather. So thank you very much for joining with me, and see you again with next video. Bye.